All right. I'd like to call to order the Village of Marvin Parks Recreation and Greenway Board meeting here on Tuesday, April 5th at 9:06 a.m. I do determine that we do have a quorum with myself, Christine McCullough, Bob Nunnenkamp, and Dan Wilson here virtually, as well as our council liaison, Kimberly Henderson. First item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Do I hear a motion on the table?
We do have a couple additions.
Oh, okay.
Christine, if you want to read them off,
Okay.
and then there just need to be a motion to adopt as amended.
So, and do I need to see what, say what they're under? Like this one's under unfinished business, we need to add a number 3.
And it's already on your thought.
Yeah, it's
for you.
on there. It's got a little asterisk beside it. Number 3, discussion of fitness trail. And then under new business, discussion of new village hall tree and landscaping improvements.
Okay.
Courtesy of the urban forester.
Do I hear a motion on the table to adjust the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
Any further
I mean, we don't have an
discussion?
option.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Awesome.
All right. Next item is the adoption of the previous minutes. And these are from the regular meeting from March 1st, 2022 and March 29th of 22, which was a joint meeting with council. Any changes requested or anything like that? So do I hear a motion on the table to adopt the minutes for the March 1st, 2022 regular meeting and the March 29th 2022 joint meeting with council?
So moved.
All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, cool.
Okay.
Do you need this back?
Nope.
Next item on the agenda is public comment period, and I don't see anyone online, and there's no one here.
No
So,
public.
Nope.
public with no comment. Moving on to item B, public facility managers update. First item is roundabout plantings update, and that's from Derek.
Just wanted to let you guys know that the 96 boxwoods are in. Staff put them in a couple weeks ago.
They look good?
Staff did a good job.
Yeah, I think it cost us less than
When you say staff,
Here you go.
our staff.
I did it. I was out there doing
I was wondering.
I've got 2 guys
Like
right
Chuck and
now.
Samuel?
You and your gold shovel.
Sylvia put 'em
Sylvia.
in. Yep. And
I love them. They're my new favorite people.
they are awesome.
They're awesome.
Derek,
They've done an amazing job for Village Hall.
Sure, it's open
They
discussion.
do.
Um,
They will have.
But the boxwoods are in.
That's super.
Are we waiting on the tree in the middle?
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
I've
I
got,
went on the North County DOT website about roundabouts.
Thank you.
And I just thought graphically it was
Thanks,
pretty, it helps clarify where we want. And, but they're encouraging something in the middle of the roundabout because they want people to focus on where they're located in the roundabout. They don't want them staring across the roundabout.
Yeah.
So, and each roundabout is approved on an individual basis. There's no, here's an approval process. So each one of these needs. And I've got 2 recommendations on 3. And I think everybody's seen your Chino Cherries, but if nobody's seen your Chino Cherry, this is what it looks like. And they're beautiful in the spring and they flower. They get approximately 30 feet tall and about 30 feet wide. And it takes a long time to get through. The first 3 or 4 years they grow rapidly and then they settle down. The other option, and I love this tree a lot actually, it's called a bloodgood. And it's a Japanese maple and the foliage is absolutely beautiful. It gets about 20 to 30 feet tall and about 20 to 30 feet wide. Either one of these trees, they love full sun, they're hardy, and they'd be great.
Are they on the approved list? Or DOT?
Yeah, just one question to that, because I thought DOT at one point had stated they don't want or their list of trees is to prevent not being able to see to the other side.
I think they're contradictory because it doesn't make sense. You're not looking like oncoming traffic isn't coming from straight ahead.
Yeah,
So
what
You really should be looking here, right? But
Correct.
I'm not sure people do.
Yeah.
So maybe they're finally getting the idea that
fact,
people are
if you
looking
read
across, and that's not what they need to be doing.
In fact, it says they want something to make sure drivers are focused on the area where
Okay.
they're at, the roundabout.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not these are approved, again, what I read on
It's a case by case.
It's a case
I
by
did, I
case.
did hear that because the shape of your roundabout, the elevations can be different.
And the width, so
So
on.
they have to get approved on a case by case basis.
But both of these would be great options. It'd be beautiful. The blood goods, they're pretty all year round, fall, winter. So.
Bloodgood, is that the real name or? is
Yeah,
that
it's
the
a
name?
Japanese maple, blood good,
That's just its title.
and
It's
it would be,
name.
and they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are they
and-
pretty easy to find?
So
Yeah,
it's a
and they take
type
full
of
size.
Japanese maple?
Correct.
Okay.
And they
Is
take
this the name of it?
no.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Hunter to verify with DOT that those are on the approved list. And then, do you guys wanna make a recommendation to council? Because I'd already been given a direction on which type, but since it's not in.
What would they recommend?
Crepe myrtle.
Single stem crepe myrtle.
Yeah, I would rather see anything than a crepe myrtle.
I'm not fond of
Man,
them
I
myself.
love crepe myrtle.
I mean, they're just everywhere. I mean, they are absolutely everywhere.
They're a huge part of our tree canopy.
It's-
Huge part,
yeah,
huge percentage,
yeah.
which is always dangerous.
Yeah.
Because something will eventually eat them one of these days.
And I just think
We'll
they're
find
gonna
out.
they're gonna be as obtrusive as these trees.
I mean, it's fine. Let's find out if they're approved, and if they are, I like both of those. I don't think council would have a problem with either one of those. So.
You'll picture.
They're also gonna be, where
They're
crepe
both
myrtle is a
pretty.
little bit more like this, they're gonna be more like this. So if you are trying to block that,
Right.
Then-
It would be much
Well, see,
more
that's
fun.
the thing. I don't know how much they want to.
I'm not sure they know either.
That.
Yeah.
So
I
let's
have
just.
no idea.
So let's find. We'll have Hunter do that. We'll find out. We'll bring if let's see if Hunter can find out by our meeting on Tuesday, Derek, and then we can. If both of these are approved, we'll pick from one of these two and move forward. And if not, then we'll just stick with crepe myrtle because we know we can do it.
Do you have a preference if you had to put them in order?
I'd pick the blood good.
Me too. Yes.
Is that the make? Is that the
The red one. The red one.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what
hardy
color it's gonna be in
good.
the fall, or is it like that all the
It's
time?
like that all the time.
Wow. Those
That's
crazy
pretty-
Japanese maples. Crazy little tree.
Okay. And we are working on irrigation, just so you guys know. We're
Right.
working on getting it out there, but we
Is
can't.
that what the flags are, Kim?
Yeah, I think so. And it is, we've gotten one quote that we don't know if it's a good quote or a bad quote, because we only have one. We've got other people who are like, we can't come out for 3 months.
That's
It's,
crazy,
so
isn't it?
we are,
I don't know if Dan got to see these.
We're doing the best
In
we
front of
can.
the camera for a
Well,
second.
he gets to see them every day. They're in my yard.
I'm sure that Dan
I mean,
trusts
I'm not-
Bob's gardening finesse.
They look very good in the yard.
Everything looks good in his yard.
Yeah.
All right, so,
It was there.
we don't need to vote or anything, just, you know, we feel comfortable as long as they're on the approved list to have council to choose from between the two. Sound good?
Well, that's why I asked him which one he liked the best. So
Yeah.
he would put the maple at the top.
Okay.
got it, maple at the top.
All right, next is item number C in unfinished business. Number 1 is discussion of angel tree program. And I've got Derek here, but is that you?
It's Bob.
Yeah.
I brought up at the town council meeting, you know, we do the tree lighting ceremony every year, and we always talk about how can we make it better and more impactful, make the community more involved. And anyway, I think an angel tree might be a great opportunity for us to do that. So I reached out to a lady, her name's Laura Greer, and there's a Christmas Bureau of Union County.
Yep.
And it typically, it's a temporary committee. It just started back up. It's headed by Laura Greer. They've been in business for 30 years. And last year they had 70 angel trees across Union County. I've got this right up for you, so if you need it.
Okay.
But it's 1,200 families they serve annually. And the average angel tree is approximately 17. So,
You mean 17 little,
yeah,
Tags.
17
Tags.
families.
Thank you.
17 families on the
17
tree.
families.
oh, families?
Yeah,
Okay.
17 families on the tree. And I think given Union County, the demographic, there's a lot of poor and needy people in Union County. And we're all very fortunate sitting here, I think.
Amen.
And I think this is a huge opportunity for us to give back as a community. And I'd love to see us take this on. And I'd be glad to head it up, so I'm not gonna dish it off to somebody. So if y'all would like to pursue it, I'd get some details on it and find out timing, logistics, that type thing.
I would. I think that would be amazing.
I think we did do it one year, but not through another thing, but it went really well,
Yeah.
if I recall. Yeah, this was in our early Christmas.
Set up the tree and New Village Hall, have people come in, pull names. And I even think about getting like neighborhoods involved because
I agree.
our neighborhood had talked about doing it and we were just too late to the party to do it for last year.
Right.
But I know that like our neighborhood was absolutely interested in it. So
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if every neighborhood took
yeah,
somebody off the tree
yeah,
and did it as a neighborhood opportunity?
yeah.
I think
Do you think it would be town hall or at the bar?
I would do it at Village Hall
Village
just to
Hall.
keep it a little
Okay.
more secure. So
Okay.
we know that when tags are going and
We can put it in one of the lobbies.
yeah.
Okay.
And we can figure out the time.
We need to have like a sign up. What my church does is we have a sign up genius that coordinates with the tag.
I was just
So
gonna
we can-
ask what's the,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so if they
electronic
come
side of
to
it.
Village Hall, they get a tag, then whoever's there, staff or administrative help can make sure that that's documented. That
So we know who has
Who
it.
has it, we
Yeah.
can follow up with them.
and make sure that.
So there's a system.
I believe so, yeah, like you have a coordinator that, kind of follows up with all the people who commit to a tag and.
Well, if it's okay, I'll give the details
I think it'd be great.
and the timing, what they would like to see when they've got to have the presents back.
Yep.
How soon they get the names.
Yeah, when they want to set up.
So we
I
know when to
council
put
will
up the
be
Christmas tree and
fully on board.
communicate.
And what, do they want unwrapped things or wrapped?
They want wrapped.
Oh, they do want wrapped.
I'd
Well,
surprise me.
Then we could have a wrapping party.
They
I used to be part of an organization that we bought a lot of stuff
You know how to
and
wrap?
then, yeah, and then we done.
We see wrapped on Friday night.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. We just got them all together and wrapped them all together, and that was a lot of fun, actually. I think pizza was involved.
Well, I think this would be great for our community.
I do too. I think it'd be great.
How early would you normally kick that off? Is it something?
Like,
God, that's
it's pretty early
No.
because I feel like beginning of November because they need like enough time to like get everything set up, get people to pull, give enough time to get people to buy, returned, and then doled out to wherever they're going.
She's gonna give us all that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
they've got
think it
a
would probably
but
be,
I think you're right.
I think it would probably be somewhere at the beginning of November.
But I think this is a great opportunity for our
Yeah.
community.
I do
And we
too.
could start promoting it before that.
That's what I
To
was.
get people
I was
ready.
basically gonna say right after Marvin Day, we start promoting it and we start getting the neighborhoods involved.
That'd be great.
We did a lot of communications for them last year, just because
Yeah,
they asked, and so this is, I think, it's a great idea.
perfect, great. I
I
love
could
it.
see us having more than one tree.
I can too.
We could do
Especially
one
if
in
we
each
get the
lobby. We have
neighborhoods
two lobbies.
involved.
Well, the one-
Because I mean, like my neighborhood, I know would do one, but like my family would also like
Yeah.
get a family.
What
Yeah.
we talked about, Laura and I, is we start with 20 families.
No, that's gonna go for it. Correct.
And the reason is the average is 17 per tree right now. So they have, so anyway, so it's our first.
No, I think that's good.
The thing
Yeah.
I don't want to do is take on 30, let's say 30.
Too much.
families.
We don't
And
do it.
then we got 10 families don't get anything.
Yeah.
Because they could.
Oh, that's not an option, right? I mean, yeah, we
No,
got it.
no.
Yeah.
So let me just follow up
I
in
think
our
it'd be
next
great.
meeting.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, or not worst case, but like a plan B, C, D, something. If we plow through our tags really fast.
Right.
I'm sure that we can call her up and say, hey,
Hey,
can
we
we have
need
10
more.
more?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think that's.
I love it. I think it's great.
Sounds great. Well, thank you, appreciate it. All right, that's good.
Next item on the. Oh. Next item on the agenda is discussion of 2022 Marvin Eford Park Village of Marvin events. So events in 2022. And this has Derek's name, but
There. So I think last time we talked, you guys were tasked with bringing some ideas to the table about how to increase attendance at some of the events. So I just wanted to open up that discussion and just hear some ideas for me to research or, get with you and dialogue more.
well, the main events that I think we kind of discussed, of course, Marvin Day will be kind of our spring thing.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Marvin Day. I'm
So-
talking about,
So then we've got National Night Out,
yeah,
right? And that's usually first weekend in August or so, or
First
first
Tuesday.
Tuesday in August.
yeah.
And then we got movie night,
Spooky
which
movie
I haven't
night.
seen yet.
Spooky.
Spooky movie night.
Spooky movie night.
Dressing up.
And that's in the fall.
And a maze.
Make it a trick or treat.
National Night Out,
That's it.
August 2nd. These are on your agenda that I sent out. Movie night, Halloween themed, October 28th, that's a Friday, and then the tree lighting ceremony.
October 28th, there.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Is that a Saturday?
Friday.
Friday, okay, good.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
228.
Let's start with
Spooky
National
movie night.
Night Out. I know that had been a big discussion. Do we want to stick with grilling? Do we want to look at a food truck option? Do we want to try to add a movie to that to draw in?
I think adding a movie to it was helpful.
You've done it like that before?
Yes.
Yeah, we did that and it was pretty successful. The only thing is depending on when you start it, it can become, if the movie is geared toward younger kids,
It's really late.
it's really late
Dark.
before it gets dark and they've already been there 2 or 3 hours
So maybe we target that teenage audience,
for the
a
movie.
little bit older kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, school's not back in at that point, right?
No. Yeah, but, and you know, attendance at it had always been pretty good, except COVID kind of wiped out a year or two, and then last year we had to cancel it, and then it was on kind of a different day, so
Yeah, that was good.
that kind of, will affect things.
Is there something other than a movie that would get people out there? I just don't.
Yes.
Trick or treating.
Hot air balloon ride.
Well,
in the
August though.
evening.
Oh, in August. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
August.
I'm sorry. Oh, let's do
I'm
hotter.
gonna research it.
I want a
think-
camel ride too.
The only issue with a hot air balloon is there's only so many people at a time.
That's okay.
But if
Yeah.
it gets their attention, I guess
Yeah.
it gets their attention.
All right, you're gonna research the camel?
Yep, I'll research the
Okay.
camel ride.
Literally a camel.
I mean, why not? Like,
But I will take pictures.
You're not gonna get on the camel?
I doubt that seriously.
I've been on
I
a
probably
horse, I don't want to be on a
I
camel.
probably couldn't get an elephant, right?
Where are these creatures?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
What about the grilling and the food trucks?
I think we should do
Because
a food truck.
I do too.
Because
that
I
would be
think
a
then
big
you're
draw.
changing it from people getting food to them buying food, which I'm fine with, but that's the,
Or we cover it.
Or we go
Yeah,
get a
cover.
sponsor
Yeah.
to cover, like National Night Out sponsored by.
Fire
And
Corner
just
Country
get
Club.
one sponsor to cover the cost of the food. And they're there, their name is on it,
Coles.
Yeah.
Coles would be great.
And if you need more than one,
maybe
it's by Coles and.
Food vendor, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where you, because the food was a big part of the donations.
Because Publix donated a bunch of food.
Well, I think all the food, Publix and
Jersey Mike's.
Teeter and Jersey Mike's.
Do you think it's I understand Jersey Mike's would be in competition with a food truck, but would Publix be in competition with a food truck? Like, could they sponsor a food truck? Or would that be in direct competition with?
I think it would be competition.
Well, and they
I
prefer
think
to give in-kind
Yeah,
donations
I know.
because they're writing off the cost
Oh, yeah.
rather than the
I know people love a good food truck, and I just feel like that's going to be a good draw than being like hamburgers and hot dogs. Especially if we have a great, relationship with one of the vendors.
What kind of food are you thinking about, Kim? It's a food truck.
All the foods. No,
One of those,
tacos.
something that can come out quick, hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken type. If we do get a big crowd,
yeah.
we want to hit them, we got to get them quick.
I mean,
Well-
I would do a good barbecue place, not.
So the thing that you're also keeping in mind is that probably the biggest number of attendees that even when we've had a big crowd, there's generally an equal number of the police officers, of the sheriffs and stuff. You know?
Maybe we can get the sheriff's department
I
to
like
sponsor
that.
it.
I like the idea of a barbecue.
What if we get the sheriff's department to sponsor
They have all the,
it? Not everybody's asking them though.
yeah.
We
I
can
don't
ask
think-
them. I mean, the worst they can
Derek,
say is
what do
no.
you think of that?
Oh, I love it. I mean,
I like the idea of a
I'm all
barbecue.
for you guys not having to grill and we
Not having to get the
not
grill.
handling food and all that. I mean,
Well, the thing about barbecue,
And
they
you'll
make
call
it
people.
beforehand. You put it in a thing, right?
You
It's
move
not like
people.
a burger, you gotta cook it.
You know,
Yeah.
barbecue, you can move people
So-
through,
Yes.
like,
so here's what I'd say.
Vegetarians beware.
Jill has done a ton of food truck work, and Dan's got all his, food truck. Let's let them kind of piggyback on what we have kind of for Marvin Day and see if we can't find, like a suitable vendor for National Night Out.
Well, we've got a barbecue guy coming for Marvin Day, so if they're
Not the
good-
same one as last
no,
time.
No, it's a different one. So,
Did Dan leave?
did Dan leave? Or we
Oh,
lost
he
him?
gone. I have to mark him as absent.
How do you want to go about trying to get a sponsor for it? Do we want to literally piggyback off of some Marvin Day sponsors and see if they want to do it? But I kind of feel like it's like,
To tap them out.
That's fast, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna still want to come to those Marvin Day folks for next year.
next year, right?
You know.
We could definitely ask Joe's ice cream truck guy to come to that.
Scarlett?
Yep. Come to that. I'm just trying to think of a big place that it's not in direct competition with that could be a sponsor.
Here's an idea. Joe and Andy just had dinner at the new Mexican restaurant.
Yes, they
El
did.
Tecate.
Yes, they did.
The
I was hoping.
owner's parents run the food truck.
There's an idea. And I know they want to get involved with stuff in Marvin because I was like,
I mean,
did you ask them to be a sponsor?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, baby steps.
I mean, I know it's not barbecue.
I mean, I like a good taco and a quesadilla, some nachos.
yeah. I mean, kids love nachos.
I love
Chips are
nachos.
cheap.
I love nachos. I mean, yeah, put it out there. See if Joe will call. I mean, again, or even that. I wonder if that new restaurant that's right there, that's catering Southern whatever that's opening. I wonder if they would be open to doing something.
Southern Kitchen or something.
Yeah, something like that. I can't. Yeah.
Gourmet kitchen.
Yeah.
The thing to think about though, if you do get a big crowd and you got one point of contact for food, you're gonna have a really big line. If
Well,
it's-
Yeah.
But we
if
had
it's
one
slow.
contact for
Two.
food before.
Do we need two?
Well, I'm thinking if we do ice cream and we have a truck, we can have one on each end of the barn. And then, because we had the one set up for the food, I mean, people are gonna have to wait in line regardless.
Oh, I think Dan will have to send a message or something.
So,
Are there not some dental practices or something across the street over there where Java Coffee House is and all that?
Yes, there is.
My dentist.
Sometimes those guys are good for
You only hear
summer.
every third word.
That's what we found with the Heritage Festival anyway. The chiropractors and the dentists are great sponsor options.
Yeah.
We're not sure why. We don't question it.
Well, I mean, we've got what, 2 or 3? No, we've got 3 dentists for Marvin Day. So, but again, I don't necessarily want to tap into them again so
Yeah.
quick for that. So maybe I mean, you know what? We have that giant list, and I know a lot of people weren't contacted. So let's pull that list and take a look at it and see who we can call and maybe ask them to sponsor. Maybe we get 2 sponsors.
You know who might sponsor it is Don, the owner of Southern Spirits. Because when I talked to him, you know, Tammy's participating in garden tours as a partner. And anyway, I could get up with her and say, hey, you know, would he be interested in sponsoring National Night Out?
That'd be great.
And he might.
I'd love that.
That seems like a
Yeah.
in connection,
I
doesn't it?
just,
Seems like odd bedfellows.
Yes, but you know.
I'm okay with that. I mean, you gotta do it responsibly. It's
Exactly,
legal.
exactly.
It's not like we're going to, you know.
And he's all about the marketing, so.
I'm here to tell you, he's all about it.
I think that's a good idea. Reach out to him.
I would.
how much do we think we would be needing though? Because let's say, what would we consider good attendance? You're gonna have 60 sheriffs by the come through at some point.
Well, if we have a hot air balloon at a Camel, I think we're gonna get a lot.
Well, and I guess that's what I'm wondering. If you think of a food truck, each person's gonna cost $8, $10, something like that, right? So if you get 200 people at $10, that's $2,000.
I mean, I think that's probably like the bare minimum. I feel like when we had the groundbreaking at Village Hall, I feel like that place, we had to pay them like $1,500.
That's a high minimum.
I feel like a lot of them are high. I feel like, but we covered it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember exactly, and Christina could tell us, but I don't.
Because I think we want to have
But I mean,
a number in
$2,000
mind.
for like a sponsorship, like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, we could get 2, or, you know, Southern Spirits could, I mean, that's
Yeah.
It's a couple bottles of milk.
drop in the bucket.
So what would we be asking for, 2,000? Because based on the attendance I've seen,
I would. I'd say 2,000.
I wouldn't ask for any more than that.
Oh yeah, I'd ask for them to sponsor the food truck at $2,000, and then if we go above that, I know we've got some fund money that we could probably.
Well, and the food truck is gonna kind of need to know how much food to
Right.
bring, right? I mean, you can only make so much.
So
I'll reach out to him.
if we get. Oh yeah, since we're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was wondering. So the food used to come in a lot of the donations. So a lot of the donations were food donations. And I guess maybe to some degree, the officers can still try to get food donations. It's just not, it's drinks. It's not hot dogs and hamburgers.
That's a good idea, and then we won't
You know
have
what
to
I
get
mean?
the drinks from like the food
Correct.
truck and stuff. Yeah, drinks, cookies.
You know, so we have the officers focus on
Yep.
some chips, cookies, drinks.
Great idea.
And then we have someone for the main food.
Great idea.
That way,
Uh-huh.
the other places are still involved doing their donations.
Yep.
Helping to defray the costs.
Good idea.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I like
Other ideas for drawing in people? Kayak tours.
Where are we kayaking on the lake in the back? Did you know there's a lake in the back of the park?
Get
We have a
Bobby
park.
Holland to permission. What else? Cornhole tournament,
Lord.
disc golf
I
tournament.
mean, that could be fun.
We got it. Might as well use it.
I mean, that could be really fun.
Well, look at me. It's y'all's discussion.
I like the idea of the cornhole.
In cornhole.
All ages can play that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
No
one of the
skill
things-
involved. Just get up there and throw that bag. I think that'd be fun.
Wouldn't hurt to do disc golf, and then we have the
No, we got it up there.
Yeah,
Do either.
do both.
Or both.
Both,
Yeah, kids for cornhole, adults for disc golf.
or both.
Yeah, or both. I like it.
And we generally start that thing at around 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come early and weed the garden, yeah.
I think.
Maybe we started a little.
That'll get
To enter the cornhole tournament, you must weed a square foot.
Give an extra disc, weed the garden.
I don't know if we can have this. We might wanna.
We'll have
Some
a
of
huge
these activities
turnout.
might need to start earlier. I'll have to do some research.
Well, it is
on-
a Tuesday night too, so you kind of have to give people an opportunity to get home from work.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do 6 to 8:30 with a movie followed after.
Yeah, I think 6 to 8, because you don't want to start it too early, because then you start losing people before the movie.
Yeah.
Is it dark by 8:30? I guess so. Dark enough.
8:30-ish is right about when we
Yeah.
can start the movie generally.
Anything else?
That's a lot.
Yeah. All right. Fall movie
The
night.
fall movie. Well,
So are we gonna do a movie night after National Night Out?
Yes, I'm gonna see if we can't get a
Okay.
whole movie set up.
Spooky movie night.
Yeah, let's have sunset.
Yeah, that's
Eight
not
No, that's
spooky.
October.
That's in October. Spooky's in October.
Guys, come on, keep them straight.
Come on, Austin. Get it
I
together.
thought you were on October now, sorry.
We are, no, now we
You
are.
just heard movie, we're still doing, it's a new movie.
Well,
Well, whatever.
All right.
So with the movie night,
Movie
I've
night.
never been to one of those. Do you have concessions then?
Concessions.
Food?
I can't remember. I think we have. Yeah,
no,
'cause
we
we
used to just have popcorn.
Just
We used to get a popcorn machine.
That has been dinner before.
And you could rent that with the movie. It comes with the same people that bring the AV
Ah, okay.
stuff. But what you might do for that evening, didn't we talk about some sort of spooky path thing?
Yes,
Right?
like a maze.
mm,
But I was thinking within the barn, we could also have maybe like a chili cook-off or something like that, you know, where people enter, bring chili, everybody gets to sample the chili, throw things in
But
the.
this is a Friday, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes that a little bit harder, I think.
Why?
is there football games on Friday with schools?
Well, there's that. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. But just getting all that cooked on work day, that would be.
Mm.
If it's a Saturday, you've got all
Sure.
day to do your chili thing.
If I'm cooking chili, people are gonna be disappointed.
Well, you're not in then.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if we do that particular thing on a Saturday instead of a Friday.
This
That would be the
date.
30th.
This date was provided by Union County Parks and Rec, who's
Oh, who has the
that's
movie?
who's
Okay,
doing the movie
that's
setup.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, yes, some people are gonna go to a football game, but it may be away. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna go to the football game.
And there's 7,000 residents in Marvin, and
7,000 people do not go to football
and
games.
another
Yeah.
what, 3,000 in our sphere of
Oh,
influence.
probably more than that.
Double, it's
So-
14,000 our sphere of influence.
Yeah.
So
Sphere of influence.
So I would say,
1% of that shows up to the park, and we're good.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. So spooky movie. So they're gonna give us a movie to show, or we're gonna ask for the movie.
They're bringing all the equipment and covering all the costs.
Great.
We pick from the list of movies,
Okay.
you know.
The Mummy.
Okay.
Oh, so that's easy done. Yeah, okay. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we should have like a trunk or treat.
Yes, because I wanted to have the kids like
Dress up.
come in their costumes,
Yep.
dress up.
Trunk or treat.
But I want chili, John.
I don't.
I mean, I'll make you some chili,
You
Christine. I make
can't
good
not
chili.
have it. Yeah.
We can
So
make
Kim's gonna bring her big old pot of
I'll
chili.
bring a big old crock
She
pot of
wins.
chili. You don't even have to give me a prize. I'll
Get a
just
big
bring
sign,
it.
Kim Chili.
I'll just bring it.
So we need we need to have something in the barn going on for
Adults.
Back to Southern Spirit.
Bar is.
before the movie starts. Before the movie starts.
That's the bourbon tasting that we were talking about, Bob.
Oh, I'd love to do that. But that would have been an adult only get together.
Can staff participate?
Sure.
If you're an adult.
That'd be a great fundraiser for Marvin.
Okay,
I know
so-
I'd be there.
So I actually do want to talk about that because I actually think that would be really fun.
And one other thing to keep in mind, it is gonna be a darker a lot earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So it's before the time the clocks gets.
We're not doing
I don't
that
know.
anymore.
But it's, but
getting
it's
rid
still,
of that.
it gets
Oh.
dark a
It
lot
runs
sooner.
through next year. It's not until next year they get rid of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still not before that.
Correct, it usually happens like
The next
weekend.
weekend.
I'm checking. Hold on.
It's like the first weekend in
6:30 is sunset.
No
Yeah, that's
way.
what I'm saying.
That day.
It gets dark a
Need
lot.
Okay, that's
all the
fine.
lights.
So when we're
Get those low
planning,
voltage installed.
people are getting off of work on a Friday.
Mhm.
By the time they get there, it's 6:30,
It's
it's
dark.
already dark,
Yeah.
you know?
Trunk or treat.
So yeah, the trunk or treat.
Are we gonna do the spooky path?
I'd love to. I mean, I have an outside group that wants to partner and do it,
Oh.
and I would I would have to have their help
Heck yeah.
to
Okay, let's do that.
make it work.
So what do we want in the barn?
I
Wait,
want-
hold on. Where's the movie actually set up? I
For
don't.
the timing, you need some sort of food option.
Yeah, I don't. I agree with
The
that.
front
Yeah,
field,
that's why I thought of the chili thing.
Okay.
adjacent to the barn.
So you are doing the movie outside,
Yeah.
not in the barn, okay.
Wait, where?
The
The
field
soccer
right
field.
in
The
front.
one. The one across the street.
No,
No.
the little.
The one where they were doing taekwondo during a march thing.
On the barn side,
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
just pretty flat.
So I agree. We need some food stuff. I would do the. I would see if because this is not like a national night out. National night out, we've supplied food. This is we can have a food truck come and they can pay for dinner.
Correct.
Yep.
So I would pick a food truck, and I would also have the food truck that Jill got, Derek. That's the kids' fun foods, like popcorn and. You know which one I'm talking about?
I believe so.
Okay.
Sit down.
Oh. It's
Oh, Marvin doesn't know.
the number one. So we still don't have anything in the barn.
The trunk or treat.
Is
I
that
think
right?
Oh,
actually in the
we'll
parking
we'll
lot.
set up in the barn for the trunk or treat.
Yeah.
I was
So
gonna
not
set up
really
the
trunk.
parking lot for
Oh, yeah, so
I
it's
don't
not
know,
trunk,
trunks.
it's barn or treat.
Barn or treat?
barn or treat. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's better because it's dark, right?
True.
Because I was wondering how this trunk thing's gonna
Okay.
work, and do people really have trunks?
Okay.
I
So
mean, I
is the spooky trail going to be going on during the movie, or we're going to do the movie after the spooky trail?
John, when do you recommend?
Both?
I would
I don't
think you'd
want
want
them
the
there too late.
spooky trail would be earlier because
It's got to be dark though, because it's got to be spooky.
Well, 6:30
I-
to start.
It'll be
Yeah,
getting, I mean, because of the woods
it'll
and
be
stuff,
getting dark
you'll still have some
before
leaves on the trees at
Yeah.
that point. It'll be pretty dark in the woods, depending on which part of it you pick. Like if you go around behind the cottage garden back there, it's dark all the time. Because those are evergreens and stuff, it's really dark.
Yeah,
back there.
maybe around 6, the spooky trail starts, and you might have younger kids where they don't want it to be completely dark.
Yeah.
By
Or
6:30, it's much
Well,
darker.
because we'll have like, it's not going to be like one group goes through. It's going to be like a continuous like a thing.
At
right?
your own speed.
At your own risk.
Yeah, at risk, thank you, that's a good.
And you're right, at least we'll be on the trip.
Yeah, well, and if you use that area right off of the cottage garden, those conifers and all that back there, it is super dark back there.
And
I was
who's
thinking I wouldn't use that, because like people are gonna be coming in and shining their
Yeah.
headlights. I was thinking they go from the barn up
Mhm.
the hill towards the bathrooms
Yeah,
and hit the trail there, and
Mhm.
that's sort of the start.
yeah.
And then they finish.
So spooky trail starts at 6. We'll say barn or treating starts at 6, and then the movie starts at 7?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing most of these movies are an hour and a half. They're not-
7:15-ish.
Seven.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 7 to 7:30. So
Who
7:15
do we,
is good.
who do we think is
well,
doing
that's
the
what-
dress up and the spooky trail?
I might have to get some more information. The person that reached out to
Dan
me.
had connection issues.
Yeah,
He
that's
just
not
dropped
Dan.
off.
Person
Oh.
that
They gone.
They're gone too. No,
Must
Marvin,
have bored.
resident number 1's gone.
Must have gotten bored.
was, she works for Waxhaw Parks and Rec, but she volunteers with Union County Dog Rescue Humane Society people. So she's close friends with Amy Ferguson, who has brought the dog kissing
Yeah.
photo booth to the last couple tree lighting ceremonies.
Who's
So they were gonna partner up and do the haunted trail thing as a
Okay.
fundraiser for the Humane Society or whatever.
Oh,
If
that's-
they need people to do it, I was wondering about maybe getting like the Marvin Ridge Theater Group involved, because they
Ooh, the
love
theater
to,
group. That's fun.
you know, and I know Winston pretty well.
That's fun. Okay.
You know what I mean? It would give them people
Yeah.
that like to dress up.
That are
and
gonna do that
down.
kind of stuff anyway.
Correct, you know,
Gives them an
so-
outlet.
If you might want to reach out to
Awesome
them
idea.
with the idea of having our local theater group involved. I haven't, let them know, I haven't spoken to them. And they could have a play that night, who knows, you know, but
That's a great
just an
idea.
idea to
Yeah.
populate the.
We should use them for other things. We gotta keep them in mind. That could be
Leader's
so
name is
fun.
Winston.
Winston Sims.
That's a good idea.
He's a
Dramatic
school
weeding in the
employee.
garden.
Because I think about what they do at Carowinds, you know, and they're all high school
Yeah.
age kids that love to. you
Dress
know,
up and do all this stuff. Yeah. And I mean, even if like maybe Marvin Ridge theater group can't do it, we could reach out to Weddington
Yeah.
or, I mean, you know,
There are dramatic people everywhere.
yes, there are.
We just have to find them.
Okay, so that's
There's
fun.
one right there.
So we'll
Rolling
do Barter Treat starting at 6, the Spooky Trail that starts at 6, and we'll say the movie starts at 7:15. We'll have the food trucks there at 6. We'll have like a food truck of some sort, and then a kid snacky type food truck with popcorn and peanuts and Cracker Jacks and whatever.
Well, and we can even say, you can bring your own food.
Sure, you can-
Or you
absolutely.
can, or we'll have something there, and you know, because I'm sure some people are picky or
That's fine.
Be
They can
careful
eat
with
before
their
they
money,
come.
though.
Whatever.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a 2 or 3 here that are
What
careful with
time
their money.
does the movie start?
7:15.
7:15?
7:15ish.
So you're doing a food truck, the movie, spooky trail.
Yep. And
Trick or treat.
barter,
in the
barter
barn.
treat. So we'll need like tables set up for barter treat.
And decorations and all that crap.
Yeah.
Well,
Trick or treat at the barn. Okay.
The barn or treat though, how would be set, because when you think about a trunk or treat, there's different cars and
Right.
everything.
Just
you
different
know?
tables. Just have a bunch of tables set up, and I mean I'll go hand out candy.
So what I'll have to do is similar to last year's National Night Out and utilize like the people that use the barn and
That's a good idea.
and see if they'll sponsor a table.
That's a good
Gotcha.
idea.
But
Like
like
some
we
of the
really
workout
want
people.
exercise people giving us candy because some people. No, that'd be
Fitness
cool.
bars.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
Fitness
it.
bar.
Water bottle.
Water bottle here.
Here's a toothbrush.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Back to the Southern Spirits. They need to have their own table.
Give out mini bottles.
I'm all in.
I think that's a
I'm
great
with you.
idea for the people who use the barn because they might get into that.
Have we ever had the ASPCA come out and, you know, adopt puppies?
No, but we should.
We should have that like every other weekend.
The reason I'm saying is, you know, we're
Every
going to
other
make these
weekend.
family events, and kids love puppies, and unfortunately, Mecklenburg County right now is euthanizing dogs.
It-
They sent out a
all
letter.
of them, are overrun
They're
because
over-
everybody's taking their
And
COVID dogs
I was
back.
just thinking, you know, people love that kind of thing. I know I do.
I don't know that we
can
can have too many of those kind of. I mean, just that's all it has to be. It doesn't have to have a food truck. It just
Yeah.
needs some dogs.
I'm sure they would be glad to show up. And
Yeah,
have
you're
their
absolutely. You would be providing the public service.
you do the AS.
PCA.
You could do Union County and Met County.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're right across the street over
And,
here.
you know, have the dogs come out.
Oh, don't, I can't.
Yeah, my friend just sent me a picture of one.
No.
No dogs, no more dogs.
I have 4, I can't get any more.
No, you are at a limit.
I'm stuck with hyperallergenic, so.
But I just think that'd be a good thing for the community.
So let's, I do too, and I think,
I hate to bring this up because they come to Marvin Day. We're sitting at the park.
I don't know why I'm not.
I know, I'm not supposed to say it, but.
except with the Raptor Center, maybe after that.
Well, I know we got little chicks and things with the petting zoo. I mean, that is just like that is just a recipe for destruction.
A recipe for disaster.
Those hawks are gonna be
Well, circle of life. Just get ready to explain that to the 5-year-olds. No, that's what hawks do.
That's what
Johnny.
I do. Yeah.
They eat rodents. They eat little bunnies.
Yeah.
Little soft, sweet bunnies.
No,
Anything else
stop.
for ideas on
It's so possible.
That's plenty.
that?
Yeah, and this sounds really awesome.
And if you want,
Hopefully I'm not
since I
playing
know
that
him personally, if we think it's worth pursuing
Look at all these
the
Friday
theater thing,
things.
I think so. Let me just check with,
Better clear your schedule.
since it was their idea, I didn't want to just reach out to Winston, you know.
But like we're adding a pink song now. We're working on that. Shit is so hard.
okay.
Difficult. Yeah. So I got that.
Tree lighting up?
Tree lighting.
I don't think we do anything different than we did last year.
That's
That was
fine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But because we're doing the angel tree, obviously it's not in the barn, but is there some kind of connection back somehow?
Could we just move the tree for the tree
I-
for the
that's
event?
Well, the tree's gonna be empty.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hope,
well.
yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be empty, but by that point, we had better have
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah, it's gotta be done.
Maybe we have everybody bring all their stuff that day.
You
I
could
don't know.
you could even set up just something in the barn to acknowledge we did such a great job this year.
Yeah.
Terry,
Yeah.
what's the date of the tree
Because
lighting?
most of the people will, I think,
Refresh my memory.
the 10th.
Saturday, December 10th.
I think we'll have like, because we're probably not gonna want all the presents and stuff there that night. I would say we just promote that we've done it, how many families we've done, we're gonna do more next year, and if you weren't able to participate, we got it coming next year too.
So,
Unless their rep can be there that night to receive them.
so that's what, would it be good to get his schedule, get the schedule from them? And it could be 12/10 is like a day we could hand everything off.
Where everybody brings their gifts, because we have to have
Yeah, maybe.
that done, we
But
can't have those done individually.
No, so I wonder if we do really have a wrapping party. I was sort of joking, but not really maybe. And we do it at, it might be too cold to do it there, but we could do it over here, there.
I think wrapping everything would get real complicated and something's gonna get swapped for the wrong family and I think that would be a lot.
What?
But having the rep come that night and get it there, that'll get all those people that participated to have to
To
come
come
and
in
drop
and
their
drop
stuff
their gifts off. That's
off
right.
and participate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Just
that's
find
a
out
great
about the
idea.
schedule.
No,
That's
I
what I
think
was
it's a
gonna
great
say.
idea to do.
Find out what the
But you're,
schedule
you're
is.
saying, the Christmas, tree lighting is when
It's when everybody brings
Okay,
their
and that's what I was talking about
That's-
before.
I think that's-
I think
Whether we
the
wanna
10th
move
ought to
the-
be
yeah.
enough time. That's
Oh, I
taken
think,
for 2
yeah,
weeks.
let me get
Yeah.
up with her and tell, because she's gonna call me, she told me, she said, now you don't mind if I call you right after the meeting today, do you? So I'll be hearing from her.
Good.
Okay,
Well,
perfect.
that's good.
But yeah, find out what the schedule is and be like, listen, we've got a big tree lighting,
Yeah.
would this, could we like
Because it would be awesome to fold it all in. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it needs to tie back.
No, that would be
Yeah.
great.
But
That'd be
besides
great.
that, I wouldn't do anything different. I thought it was
Yeah.
great last year.
All right,
I gotta admit, I know y'all love the ice thing. I don't want to be in charge of the ice thing anymore. I got so tired of hearing my own self say, "Don't touch that! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!"
it's a lot
Don't
of
breathe too
money.
hard on it.
No,
Well, I mean, do we need it?
it was just
People love it.
nerve wracking. Once I saw him set it up, and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's going to fall on a child."
Wait,
I
why?
used to be security for that.
No, I don't. I'm not doing
Why?
that.
Why do people love it so much, Bob?
Well, they take photos.
I got
Yeah.
a cute holiday photo.
Because,
with
you
it.
know,
Can't we make them another photo op?
they get the ice and they put their heads in it.
And then they touch it,
Open
and they
area.
start pushing it. Well,
But anyway, people love it, they do.
of course, it was like 75 degrees last time.
Oh yeah, that was
It was
warm.
so hot. It was just like raining in there. Well,
But that's-
I'm just saying, I'm not available to
I don't know how much we spend on that.
security.
A lot.
Yeah,
Couldn't we
exactly. Did
get
you
like
touch
a
it?
nice like
No, I didn't.
floral
Awesome.
point setup, something that we could put outside for people to take pictures with too?
That's what I'm
that, like
thinking.
they could.
Yeah.
and then
Oh, I forgot I didn't have this.
take the plants to like the hospital for people who are in the, I don't know, just do something that's not gonna melt and go away and be pretty to take pictures with, and
Yeah.
Get Frank Vasco to do photos.
there you go.
That was good. by the
Was it
way.
good?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Oh, the wildlife thing, yeah.
I thought he was very good.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Frank.
He's
He's
very-
just one of the nicest people I have met in a while. On
very
next
nice,
door.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's very informative. He really
Good.
And they were talking about actually doing a class out in the park for photography class.
So we're
I
thinking
say
about
we
doing
keep
away
it-
with the ice and doing something else.
Sort of like
poinsettias
floral
or- yeah.
poinsettia, like I guarantee you call a florist and they can put together some greenery and something.
But I do love that it's got the date on it. So he was just showing me their picture from last year. So the
Yeah.
2021, 2022 this time.
Yeah.
That's nice to have that. So then you, not that your phone doesn't tell you what day it
florists
is.
can do a lot with stuff. I can't, that's not,
Poinsettia thing.
yeah, that's not, with some greenery and
So it doesn't look like a funeral.
yeah.
Get some puppies. The
I mean,
puppies last
weren't there
year.
puppies there last year?
There, that was I did
We
a
must
photo op
have
with the puppies
at
too. We puppies with everything.
Seriously, no, I mean, we really are providing service. Everybody turned, not everybody, but lots of people turned their COVID dogs in, and the shelters are absolutely overrun.
But
with
were
dogs.
those puppies for adoption?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
Oh, they were. Did anybody get adopted? I don't think that was advertised
We
very well
got
because I
you
didn't.
two coming.
Hmm?
We got two for you. They're coming.
I wanted
real
to
small.
adopt one so bad. I got vetoed.
What do y'all think about this idea? There's a homeschool group who rents the barn every December. They have a holiday craft market, and I mean it's packed. It must be over 100 people.
Wow, I
Um,
did not know that.
What if I sought them to see if they wanted to come set up at the event?
And sell their wares.
And I mean, it's like little homemade. Like I bought my wife a $3 pair of earrings, But we could advertise it as a holiday craft market.
Sure.
Like,
Sure. Especially if they set up, we don't have to do any of the work. I'm in.
Yeah, the more stuff, the better. Yeah.
Again,
This
it's
year it'll be
raw.
12 degrees outside the day of it, instead of 75.
But that's good. It's
Six
supposed
and a half.
to be cold. It's supposed to
It
be
was
cold.
weird last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like shorts and a t-shirt.
North Carolina weather's
But
weird.
I like the parade with Santa. I like ending at the barn.
Should we have a longer
The
parade?
tree. No, I think the parade was perfect. I mean, it took Joe forever to get through my neighborhood. I was like, come on.
If we ever get a roundabout, you can come through my neighborhood, but surely don't do it until
Surely
then.
don't do it until then. It'll be 2020.
Don't even.
Hopefully.
The cops are so kind to us, they let us out. It's the only way I get out of there in the afternoon.
Good, Derek?
I like adding the craft fair.
Yeah, me too. Music was good.
Yep. I thought so.
Mhm.
That was great. I thought everything was great last year.
I ate so many cookies.
They were really good.
I dipped them in frosted.
Yeah, oh, I know. Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah, I did that too.
It was fun. Too bad we got rained on right at the very end.
Yeah. That was just weird weather. That was like spring weather.
When I got into the car and the bottom fell out.
We'll need to hire another employee for events.
Okay. I'll find the money.
All right. thank
Honestly,
y'all.
we
Good.
really. But this is good. I like the way that it's
Yeah.
all spread out and they're fun things.
Okay, I literally do want to talk about this bourbon thing. It's an event. Can we talk about it? Oh, look at that.
You have to ask Austin.
I mean, it's not specifically on the list, but can we?
It says discussion of Village of Marvin events. That's
I
what it
know,
says.
but I'm just saying it's not specifically on the list. Is that okay? What is happening with my computer with that thing? Yeah, it's fine, right? It's fine.
I'm okay with it.
I want to talk about alcohol. I'm in.
Austin,
What?
It's fine,
are
right?
you paying attention?
Yeah, this is germane. They can talk about it.
Jermaine.
Okay.
Very well done.
I like that.
I'm not sure what it means.
Who's
Oh, I
Jermaine?
do.
Pertinent.
All
It is
right.
pertinent.
I think it's a great idea. I think people would love it. I think it would be really fun. I just don't know how much work it's gonna be for like us to put together, and I feel like we've got a lot of stuff going on, but I love the idea, and I think like September would be great, cause it's not too hot out, it's not too cold.
Reliability
Garden's
issues.
still looking nice.
Garden's still looking nice, things are still looking good in the park.
Reliability issues,
I don't know,
probably.
Well, I talked to Christina Amos about that.
what did she say?
She said, oh, she loves the idea.
She's like, I'm free next weekend.
And she also told me, she said, you can get a 1-day alcohol license.
Yeah.
You get a
Perfect.
temporary alcohol license. You can get hold harmless, you get the whole thing. So, I mean, all that's, it's very doable.
So would it be something that they come and set up, and we're basically just providing the venue and they advertise it along with us advertising
Who's
it?
they?
Southern Spirit.
It's a bourbon tasting.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, what I was thinking was, the ones I've attended in the past that have been put on, one was at South, in fact, 2 of them were at Southport. And the way those worked was the individual vendors came. So and they had Jack Daniels over here, and they had whatever.
Defiant, which is just down the road.
Yeah. So there was a lot of craft bourbon. Everybody
That's where I
paid,
met
it was
the farm.
$25, had $50 a couple. And it ran for only 2 hours to keep people from totally getting sloshed. And people still
I'll bring this
still
back.
handled it pretty well. But the turnout was phenomenal.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
Is it that park near South Park? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, I've been to that
Alright,
one.
so,
But who would you go to Southern Spirits and say, hey, can you help us like,
Well, we'd have to find out who does this. There are companies that put these together.
okay,
In fact, when I started thinking about the idea, I asked actually my resource over here, Neil and Christina.
I know nothing about drinking.
About, and about.
I just know I can't drink mine.
Did they know any craft beer places? Because this could be beer and bourbon, and everybody's into this. I mean, and it'd
No, I
be
know. I
a
think
great
it's a great idea.
fundraiser for us.
I think so.
And there's
If we
so
could tie
many-
in a charity or something into this,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, the community will show
I was gonna
up.
say, it's for the village, it's for the park.
Yeah.
We would raise money for the
Oh,
park.
it'd be phenomenal.
We've got so much stuff that we need money for at the park.
I
I
just
guess
think it'd
one
be
thing
great.
though, we have a no alcohol thing, which we need to get a special permit for.
That's what Bob just said. We can get, Christina Amos said we can get a 1-day permit for it. It's
Okay,
fine.
and
She said
insurance,
it's
and
fine.
insurance would be covered.
She
Okay,
said it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she's all in on this.
Yeah, she said it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Well, should we look into it?
Why not?
Okay.
You know,
You want me to look into it?
I bet you'd do better than anybody else.
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't looked into
you
any of
okay
this.
with some, live music, not like
I don't like loud
huge
music
and
anymore.
loud, but just
Unless I'm at a
some
concert.
background.
I think it'd be
Sure.
great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Somebody jamming in the
Right.
corner.
Yeah,
I
me
mean, I would do it.
and Austin.
I'm sorry, go deaf.
Okay, bourbon beer, like craft bourbon beer,
Yeah.
whiskey. Okay.
Drink in the fall.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
Oh.
I'll look into it.
Summer.
Should we pick a tentative date? Because I feel like that would be like a little mid-afternoon kind of thing on the weekend.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You want to finally implement cocktails with council?
5 to 8,
I'm thinking like 2 hours is probably good.
That's 5
5 to 7,
Sure.
6 to 8.
6
What
to
are you
8,
thinking?
4 to 6.
Is it a weekend?
I kind of like 4 to
Weekend.
6 because that's usually when I start.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So like a Saturday.
Like a Saturday from like 4 to 6 because it's, you're gonna have college football, so you've got like some like earlier-ish games, and you're gonna have like some of the later games that are like, the better games, so that kind of 4 to 6 maybe.
I think that's.
And then have like a food truck roll up too.
Yeah.
September
About
is your
the Weekend
At the park or
after
where?
Labor Day.
the 10th.
Yeah.
Where would you want to do
'Cause I
this
just
at?
booked the 3rd, so you
I gotta
can't-
look at my calendar because we're going to Hilton. And,
Well, where's your calendar? On your phone?
No, I don't like my calendar on my phone.
Bob.
I don't like carrying my phone.
He has a little piece of paper.
I do.
It's like my
It's
dad.
called a daytimer.
Yes.
Okay, so you said what date's not available?
The 3rd.
Okay. Well, that's
So he's
fine.
saying the 10th.
And most people travel for that weekend, so usually
Yeah.
they're in town on the 10th.
Wait, did you say
All right,
what day?
so we'll
The 10th.
tentatively say the 10th, but everybody check your calendar and send Derek what their Saturday availability is. I'm actually wide open right now.
You said September 10th?
Mm-hmm.
I have my mother's birthdays that day, so I will not be in town. So
Austin.
Okay, well, it's not all about you.
I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. I want bourbon.
Just kidding. I mean, listen, I'm wide open that on Saturdays in September. So let's everybody check your schedule. If we have more conflicts, then, you know, and I'm good. I mean, maybe it might be a little bit, maybe it would be better at the end of September so that it's not as hot, maybe.
Kim, there's an organization, it's called, I think it's called Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue. They're out of Washington, D.C., if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that put these on all over.
Okay.
What we may want to do, if they're still in business, is to offer our venue for them.
Yep. And say, hey, come.
And negotiate, you know, price and gates and.
Bob, I'm
you
not
know.
good at this stuff. I don't know how to do all this stuff.
Our venue's so small.
And that's
though.
exactly what I was about.
Those guys like set up at the baseball stadium.
No, well, the ones I've been to, I mean, we got plenty of space
Parking.
because it's outdoors.
I know, but parking, I mean, like 90 cars,
Oh,
man.
that's true.
Maybe 110.
Yeah.
If I use
That's
the
right.
field.
Yeah.
That's right.
Um,
That
Parking is always our limiting
is,
factor.
Well, Valentine's Backyard Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue Festival is also May 21st, 2022.
Oh, yeah,
ouch.
I told Bob about that, yeah. Okay, just an idea, because of the parking situation, what if we did 2 tastings? You have an early one and a later one.
I would get a shuttle and
Or there's that.
shuttle people
From the
from the school.
Shuttles are a lot of money.
I mean, we did it for the
We did it
groundbreaking.
for the groundbreaking, and it wasn't that bad. I think we
Yeah.
paid him $300 for the event.
And if we get people paying to do this,
Saturday would be probably a little higher price.
but
But,
probably not that bad.
So what date are we looking here at?
I don't care. I'm just,
September the 10th, tentatively,
yeah.
Saturday. No, I'm excited about this. This could be a lot of
Bob, will you help me? I don't know how to do these.
Sure.
I'm not good at this stuff.
What's next?
Okay.
Okay, item number 3 in unfinished business is discussion of the fitness trail.
All I was gonna tell you is that the local vendor supplier is no longer supplying them due to supply chain issues. So I've requested that council, I think we're gonna shift that money, somewhere else. Obviously, it needs a home. And I had the idea of going through, you can just kind of look real quick and see. Some of the stations are not a huge necessity. The packages, if you buy the package for, let's say, $10,000, it's 20 stations, and they give you the wood for the signage. Well, one right there, we don't need the wood for the signage, but there's some stations that are literally like stretch your neck or lean over, or it's a pose
Yeah.
to do a calf stretch. So I went through and identified 10 that I thought were the major priority that you get your most bang for. And so my thought was, can park staff lay that out and draw up the plans for what we would need to do it in-house? And then I think Kim said, well, why don't we just have an Eagle, look at it as an Eagle Scout project? And I was like, I'm all for that as well too. So this is more just informative that I'm gonna kind of dissect these plans and, pick out the 10 that I think are the most important and come up with construction plans for them. And then we'll propose it as if you guys are okay with it, we'll propose it as an Eagle Scout project that maybe we contribute some money to. It could get a little bit expensive, more than what they're typically used to getting donated. I'm thinking a couple $1,000s in lumber.
Derek, are these representing like concrete forms, or are they actual like metal sleeves that you?
I think
Put in
it's
a
concrete, because they tell you when you buy the package to buy X amount of concrete bags. So I do
Okay.
think it's concrete forms. I'm gonna go to one of the local ones.
Because sometimes they also have like a sleeve
Yeah,
that goes in the concrete forms, and then that way you can replace the wood
yeah, when it
down
needs
the
to come
road
out, yeah.
eventually.
I'm gonna go to one of the local ones and see if I can get, an actual visual and say,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, do some measurements or whatever, and then if not, there's one at Holden Beach that I can go to in 2 weeks. Just to be exact.
I can go look as well, if you need me to.
It's outside.
I think we need a field trip.
Okay.
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 I think that's great, and I do think, I say let's add it to the Eagle Scout, list of
Yeah.
on the website. You can just put fitness trail stations.
All right, next item, new business number 1 is discussion of Eagle Scout recognition plaques.
I'd like us to consider doing plaques to honor the scouts that do the activities. Harrison Bellamy did the swings, and Eric Brockman did the sign. And Eric Brockman, I met his father, and his father, I had no lumber right now is off the charts. And between the concrete, the lumber, so on and so forth, he had almost $1,000 in that project. And they do a heck of a job, and they said it was a whole lot of money as a community, these projects.
No, and it looks great.
And it looks great on
Right.
top of it.
I turn into the park every time now. I
I know,
never
I
drive
miss it.
by.
I love that sign.
And I think they did a bang up job. And I just think we should set aside a little bit of money to honor these kids that do this for our community.
So do you want to put it on
No,
the sign, or do you want to
I
have
think-
a
I think
plaque
like a
in
plaque
Village
and then
Hall
you
that
add
says?
names.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Do an Eagle Scout plaque.
Like a
and
plaque in the barn or the side of the barn.
Right.
And
Oh,
just
okay.
add
What the
and you add a
project
plate,
was.
you know,
Perfect. What
and
year? Who did it?
Who did it,
Yep.
the year, and
Yeah.
honor these kids.
Love it. Let's do that.
I think we ought to do that.
We can find money for that.
There is, while we're on, I think this falls within, I think this is germane.
I'll be the judge.
Nice.
So anyway,
The Germains are.
I want everybody to know that we had somebody take on the responsibility for the compost
Ben.
bins at work. Well, that is they're not even responding to emails any longer.
They check
Add
to
it
see how
back to
much
the,
wood
add it back to the
costs.
list.
Yeah, you stick it back on the list.
Yeah, we need to put it back on the list. He's not even responding. I sent him an email just out of courtesy, just saying, I'd asked him a question about his CAD drawing. And I said, I've either not heard back or I
Got a
misplaced.
CAD drawing
Yeah.
for a compost bin? Wow. Okay.
So anyway, and I never met the boy, ever. His dad, I met, his dad talked to me, but the young man never talked to me. Well, that's not the way it should work anyway. So anyway, I think we just need to add that back on.
Okay.
I've got it on my list.
Okay.
All right.
I love it. Yeah, we'll
And
find.
if I hear anything different, I'll let you guys know.
So Austin, you can look into a plaque and how much it'll cost to.
They're not expensive. We would get something, and then every time we have an Eagle Scout, we would just order a little placard to stick to the plaque.
Okay.
Add
So
on.
can you do that?
The plaque itself would probably cost $50, and then every time we order a little one,
Okay.
probably like $10.
But can you go ahead and order, get a plaque, or give us what you would put on the
Yeah,
main part of the
we'd
plaque,
like to
bring
see
it back
it.
Do you
to
want to
us?
get with me on some language or something we could?
Yeah, do we limit it just to Eagle Scouts, or do we broaden it to, let's say a troop comes in and does a project, or,
Just make it a volunteer plaque of some sort, something
you know,
bigger
where
project.
it's a way
It's
to
like a project thing.
recognize.
It's not like they're building something. It's not coming in and weeding.
Yeah.
Like one.
Correct. No,
It's,
no,
Correct.
it's
No,
No.
it's something more
buildings,
substantial, but
yes.
it's not, it may not just be Eagle Scouts.
So what?
you know,
Yeah.
but-
So yeah,
Community project plaque.
community.
So somebody built the surround for the community garden. It's got
Yeah.
somebody's
Yeah.
name on it. Yeah. That we should go back to things like that and
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the history.
Well, that's what I'm saying, on this
Yeah.
plaque, it's not just adding a little square that says Harrison
Thanks for the
Bell.
sign.
Yeah, it ought to be
Yeah.
the year it was done, who
Yeah.
did it, and the
what
project
it was.
completed.
Yeah.
That it's more substantial than just
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
somebody's name up
yeah,
there.
yeah. So you'll work on some,
Yes.
and then bring it back
I'll put it
to
on-
us.
I'll put it on my list. You probably would. I think I could probably have some. Try something back to you next month.
Yeah.
Next month in May.
One main one, and then we add to it.
Yeah, we just add to the thing.
Yeah.
So Harrison Bellamy, Marvin Eford Park sign completed such and such.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that we do something other than like the brass kind of things, because if it's gonna sort of be outside, that
Is
will
this-
rust.
Is this an outdoor plaque or something we're hanging in the village hall?
We're gonna put it in the barn.
In the barn.
So it'll be indoor, outdoor, so you're gonna need something that'll deal with the
It'll
weather.
be either be under
Could be more
the,
expensive then. Yeah.
But
I'll
you could
figure it
do
out.
like screen printed aluminum or something, so that they would be outdoor worthy.
Talk to the sign people.
Yeah,
They'll know.
I'll figure it out.
Something real, something attractive.
Yeah.
almost like when you go into the high school and you see the board,
Yep.
it's one big thing and then it's got little individual plaques.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll talk to Lynn over at Winning Award and see if she can give me an option that's a little more weather resistant.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then bring that back to us and we'll talk about it
Mm-hmm.
next meeting. I love it. Great.
This is productive.
We're
Productive.
always productive.
New business item number 2, discuss and consider adoption of revised PR&D board rules of procedure.
Okay, so the village council got rid of those awful forms you guys had to fill out every year, the statement of economic interest forms. When you do have a conflict of interest, you are still required by law to recuse yourself. But now you just don't have to fill out a form every year saying that you have interest here, you have this much money, you have whatever. Part of that now is staff is going back and revising all necessary documents, to remove mention of those forms. And I've been looking through everybody's rules of procedure, and it's a good idea just to update these every so often to make sure that the rules of procedure are consistent with village policy. And one thing I noticed was the PR&G rules are pretty outdated in a lot of ways. I've made a couple recommended changes in here, and you guys can decide if you want to keep them or not. The first thing is that for some reason the chair and vice chair positions are term limited. That's you guys are the only board that have that. None of the other boards do. So you can keep that if you want. I recommended just taking that off. You're a really small board anyway. So
It's not a lot of choices.
yeah. That's one thing. Another was that whenever we have a new board member, we give an orientation in 30 days. All the other boards do it within 60 days. It's just a little more flexibility with staff, and whenever we can organize something with the applicant, with the new member. Let's see. There's a line that mentions all members shall hold office until their successors are appointed. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Thank God.
I can't.
Until your termination.
Yeah, I can't make Bob stay on the board if he wants to quit because we don't have someone to replace him. You
Of a
can't.
volunteer organization.
At that point, you're not volunteering; you're being held hostage.
Yeah,
Other than that, the only other change was the rules of procedure say that a member of this board could be a non-resident that lives in our sphere of influence. You guys don't appoint anybody. You guys only appoint Marvin residents to boards. So unless council wants to start appointing non-residents, I recommend that change as well. That's really the only changes. Everything else seems to be
I looked at
fine.
those. I didn't see any, they all looked fine to me.
I do have one question. I can't recall. What is the attendance requirement for the board?
Is there one?
We do have an attendance policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to miss more than 2 consecutive meetings, or I think it's 3 within 6 months or something like that. That's not a high bar anyway.
No, it's
And there's a difference between missing something for a good reason and just missing a meeting. The board, if Bob were to miss the next 2 meetings because he has surgery, he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
You would excuse those absences, and those would not count towards the policy.
If Bob didn't show up and didn't call anybody for the next 2 meetings, then
That's a
we would have
difference.
an
Yeah,
issue.
yeah. But that's our
Well,
attempt.
come search for me if I don't make
Oh,
it.
we
Bob, if I don't hear from Bob, I'm coming to find you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the only changes that I'm recommending at this time. My goal is to kind of go through these once a year just to make sure things are consistent and for best practice.
There's just more updates.
Yeah, it's really standard stuff, and you guys aren't required to move forward with these changes. Just my suggestions. The only one that I'm saying you definitely should change is that all members shall hold office until their successors are appointed, because you can't do that.
Appreciate that.
So we would make a motion to amend the rules of procedure
As presented.
discussed.
Yep.
So do I hear a motion on the table to move to adjust the rules of procedure for the PR&G board as presented by Austin?
So, good, second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for checking those out.
I have to summon Hunter for this next item. He told me to summon him, so I have to summon.
Next item is discussion of new village hall tree and landscaping improvements.
Yeah, where'd he go? He was here.
Yeah.
He told me to summon him from his dungeon, so I just sit
He
him
left,
there.
though.
We
He
summoned him.
left.
He left. Oh my god.
Pretty sure he left.
He walked out the door.
Yeah.
I'll call him.
I don't know where everybody is today. Seem to be light on staff.
Ooh, Jamie just sent me a picture of my new office over there. It looks nice.
I saw them delivering furniture.
I'm getting
When I
excited. I'm
Why
getting
are
excited.
they,
Oh, that looks
is she over at
good.
Village Hall now?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Doing what?
You have,
Probably checking her office for the furniture because they were making sure stuff go in the right rooms.
you got a corner office.
I do.
I'm telling you.
Derek,
Glad I know you.
we're gonna fix your view, buddy.
That looks great.
Let me
It's not very good right now.
let me call Hunter. So,
I'm gonna hang like some bird feeders and
We're
something.
gonna fix it.
we need to get some office plants.
Not that one corner, there's not much I can do there, but the other window, we're gonna take that fence down.
I
Looks,
bet y'all are so
Stupid.
excited to get out of here.
If you've seen my office, I'm packed up. I'm ready to go. You give me the all clear. I'm out in 30 minutes.
is Christina over there?
She's working from home today. He says coming. 2 minutes.
All right, move on. Move the other stuff around.
Do you want me to?
Suspend the rules. Move that. Don't you have to do that?
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But yeah, let's do that. I need a motion to suspend the rules to reopen the agenda.
I make a motion to suspend the rules to reopen the agenda.
And now you need a motion to reorder
Switch
3 and 4. Yep.
Yeah. Do I hear a motion on the table to rearrange new business items number 3 and 4, making number 3 election of officers, chair and vice chair, and number 4 discussion of new village hall tree and landscaping improvements?
So moved.
All in
And
favor say aye.
Aye.
and what was the vote on that first one to suspend the rules? Did we vote on that?
No.
Okay, so let's do that one too. So, motion to suspend the rules. Need a mover in a
Do
second.
I hear a motion to suspend the rules to adjust the agenda?
So moved.
And Bob second.
Second.
All right, so I've got
All in favor
that.
say aye.
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 All right, so election of officers. John and Christina, you're chair and vice chair. There's nothing stopping you from keeping the position, or unless Bob wants to really step up again.
I think I know the answer to that.
It's up to you guys. So you would need a motion to appoint or reappoint.
Yeah, someone has to make an appointment, a motion to appoint so-and-so, and then you vote on it.
Or can we just keep it like it
You
is?
could have motioned
Yeah, but
them.
you gotta
You
do
have
it.
to make,
Okay.
put it in the form.
I'll make the motion.
To keep it like it is?
To keep it like it is.
Yep. You're good.
So a motion to
So do
reaffirm.
So do I hear a motion on the table to reaffirm myself as chairman of the Village of Marvin Parks Recreation and Greenway Committee, as well as Christina Culp as the vice chairman?
Absolutely.
Need a second.
Second, Christina, hurry. Before you
All
get
in
back
favor
out.
say aye.
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 Excellent. That's off your list.
Okay.
Now number 3. Come on, Hunter. What is he doing?
Here's pulling in.
Does this go with his stuff?
Review of action, ongoing
Are
action.
these
Yes,
pretty
that-
pictures?
Yes.
I love them. I love them. This goes along with my stormwater committee for Union County.
I mean, waiting on you, princess.
Sorry.
You told me to summon you. I
I know
literally.
you did. You did. Sorry.
I was like, I summoned thee.
Okay.
Give it 1 second, Bob's in the restroom.
He held his.
Don't go anywhere. That They had to suspend the rules to move stuff around.
That took longer than the thing we voted on.
I know.
My medicine just kicked in, so I got dry mouth. I need some water.
What kind of medicine?
That's HIPAA. Don't
Stuff.
like that.
Stuff that makes me focus. Because if I don't take it, I'll be all over the place. Do we have, well, they got their e-scrub, right? They
Yeah,
got everything. Okay.
we got all the things.
All the things. Hey, Jamie. Good luck.
What?
Getting everything into your office.
They have a huge desk.
Yeah.
Is it squished in there?
I don't know if I can get my couch in there.
You're not. There's no chance. Okay.
Alright.
So this came up during the council work session last week. I think Andy brought it up and it was recommended to come to PR&G board for, I guess, some discussion, looking at recommendations. So basically over here at the new Village Hall site, I'm sure you guys have noticed where we've cleared pretty much. So the trees, the underbrush, been consulting with Keith O'Hare, and he's the Union County Urban Forester, basically on, hey, what trees are okay to remove, which one should we try to recommend keeping and stuff. And so we've identified that. And also the second part of that is there's kind of a natural drainage channel, because there's a culvert pipe that runs under the road.
Thanks, DOT.
And so there's a natural drainage channel that then flows into the Village Hall site. Well, Keith's kind of recommended, there's nice, pretty ways to beautify this area and still achieve, that natural flow and still not have any type of negative impact with stormwater, especially when it flows into Village Hall, because there is kind of a dip. So basically, we're just kind of looking at, what are your guys' thoughts and recommendations. I would also recommend, if you guys want to get a better look at the site, if you're on the new Village Hall site and you come out the front doors that's facing Newtown, there's a set of stairs. Are the stairs there? There's no stairs. Okay, there's supposed to be stairs in the long run, and then sidewalk there. But if you literally go straight out those doors and up, you'll see kind of that natural channel, and that's what we're talking about.
Is that channel leading from the road back to
The building.
well, not necessarily the building, but around the building?
Kind of around
to
the
Yeah.
creek
around.
or, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, then it flows into that nice, lovely 50-foot stormwater easement that runs all the way through the preserve. Which is, when I say lovely, it's nice because long term it's going to be beneficial.
Well, because it works.
Yeah.
It does its job. Yeah.
It works. It's not additional gray piping infrastructure. It's just the natural channel and flow where it's, so. And I think we also have that on the backside of this property. I think that's where it starts.
That's what I was,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Is he suggesting something like a rain garden?
Yeah.
yeah, basically.
I'm in. There, done.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of looking at, I think in the email I put basically a lot of what some of the recommendations were, but just some natural landscaping to help soak up water and stuff that's not going to create any type of erosion or stuff. I'm not sure the timeline on this. It's kind of, like I said, Andy was kind of spearheading some of this with conversation with Keith, and I've been involved, and now, it's basically like we're slowly getting things cleaned up and stuff over there. Is there anything else that came up during the discussion that I'm missing?
No, I know they were talking about doing like a big willow tree and then having some of these low, like the really pretty riprap, like the nice river rock, not the ugly gray stones.
Just kind of.
Kind of going and then having some of these really nice lower, I'm looking at the pictures.
Oh, here.
Those,
Like
yes, yeah, the picture on the left, having some of those nice, like, plants and stuff around there to kind of help, just kind of with the water and making sure it's not coming straight into the building. Because again, DOT put that pipe just flowing right into the property. So we wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this, yes, which I think is really pretty and would be really nice right there.
Just know that this is what, like today, if that thing was built this afternoon, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
And by luckily, if it works, within 2 or 3 days,
It should
it will
look
look
like
like
that.
that, right?
Right.
Because I have this in my backyard or I would be flooded out.
Correct.
So, yeah, and it works amazingly well.
So our kind of thought process was, you know, again, I think we're past the planting time. So
No,
get this, well, we're not gonna, I mean, there's no way we're gonna be able to get it planted before the summer. And
some things will plant themselves.
something can plant themselves there. But we're thinking probably in the fall, come in, be able to really design it, and we still don't have water. So, I mean, not that we're gonna need water for this stuff, but I'm just saying, like,
To get things started.
we're not gonna have time to do it until the fall. So as long as you guys like kind of like this idea, then we'll just, we'll kind of keep, you know, keep moving this process along and try to have it, you know, so that it's being done in the fall.
I think that's terrific.
And I have a couple of plants that have put themselves over there in my yard in this situation, and they do phenomenally well. So if you want some ideas on that, or if you want some plants, actually. Because they've done so well, they have friends.
Yeah, you had the idea that some time ago about certifying
Yep,
the town hall.
yep.
And
This'll help.
oh, absolutely.
Yes, it will.
That's a water
Yeah,
source.
This
Yeah.
plus, yeah. So
Couple of birdhouses
we
and
can move on that and
Yeah.
get that certified.
Yeah.
We'll do one of the nicer signs. We won't do the standard.
Yeah, as soon, yeah.
So
as soon
move
as
forward
we-
in the fall.
Yeah, I think, I mean, keep the process going. Go ahead and start figuring out what plants we need. We know we were gonna do a willow tree, and then go ahead and start getting this quoted out so that we're all ready to pull the trigger, you know, in like, you know, October, November.
show me where you're talking about.
So it's basically.
But orientate
right
me.
Okay, so here's Newtown,
Yeah,
the roundabout.
okay,
It's
okay.
here,
Right here.
parking lot's back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, so like I said, you come out these doors and it's basically right here. There's a.
Oh, really in the front?
Yeah, and I know long-term council, I mean, it's kind of all in the plans that, so there is kind of maybe about a 3 to 4 slope type grade from basically where this line is down to create some stairs and then create a walking path up to the sidewalk on Newtown when it gets installed. And this sidewalk will run parallel to this. So you kind of will have, you know, it'd be a cool little entrance or walk. So it's really going to be nice to have it kind of beautified, and it's going to be I guess multifunctional, one from an environmental and just stormwater standpoint, but as well as from a beautification and landscaping standpoint.
Yep.
Cool. It's awesome.
So Hunter, I don't know who is kind of getting this plant list. Are we getting that from Keith?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, Keith and I mean, we have a good relationship. Basically, about anything I need, I just have to let him know, and he'll be there.
And
within a
he's
day or two.
very environmentally
Yeah.
astute,
He's a
conscious,
good fellow.
focused,
Yeah,
whatever.
he knows a lot about trees, environment, everything, but also just like he's practical when it comes to
Exactly.
the reality of I mean, he's not from here, but he knows like how development works and stuff like that. So and how it all ties in.
Let's get some recommendations on plants. Bring that back, maybe at the May meeting.
Okay.
That you guys look at the plant list that he's recommending, and then you guys can kind of say, yeah, I like that. No, I don't like that. Whatever. And then once we have that list, then we can go out to bid for a landscaper to do this. Because Derek, this isn't something you guys can do in the fall, is it? No. Okay. So then that's kind of how we'll move forward with that. If that works with you for you guys.
Yeah.
Moving rocks is not something you want to ask people to do.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, because we'll definitely the riprap. I mean, and some of that might be installed sooner rather than later. Just go ahead and get the foundation of where we want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
did
then-
this kind of rock, like
That's what I have.
this size.
That's what I have in my
Big
order too.
river
Yeah.
rock, big.
Which I love. I think
Which
they're great.
Yardworks down the street has nudes of.
And then what we can do is I can to try to save money with the landscape potentially. Is I can work with Keith and take one of the surveys, and then we can maybe just plan out. Map out where we think some certain things should be planted or just a rough area.
Yep. I think that's perfect. Can have that.
And I know he'll know this, but there's a handful of plants that can stand being underwater for a short period of time and can stand being dry as a bone. There's not many, but there are a few. Juncus is one that doesn't seem to care one way or the other. And it'll grow right in the middle of all that.
Perfect. I love that.
Because it will be dry too. We
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
it
a
will
bit
be.
of a drought, so, you
It
know,
will
a
be.
month of no rain, and that is like a rock.
It
I
will
mean,
be.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd like to have this done in the fall, so when we get all those winter rains, we're keeping it off of Village Hall.
Yeah. And it really is kind of amazing how well it works.
Oh, I have it in my yard.
Yeah, I mean, I have a stream and then it's gone.
All right, you good, Hunter?
Yeah, if you guys are.
Wow, that was.
Sorry I made you guys wait.
All right, moving on
Gee,
to
that 2 minutes, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll never get it back, Hunter.
item E1 is review of action items.
Wow,
All
now
right.
it's to E.
I'll be adding the fitness trail and the compost bins to the Eagle Scout list on the website. I'm going to look into a community project plaque that is weather resistant. Write that down. And Hunter and Derek will prepare a plant list for the Village Hall landscaping. And of course, we'll continue
And
working on
Hunter is going to find out what trees are approved for the middle of the roundabouts
Yep.
from DOT.
Hunter, trees, roundabout. And of course, we'll continue planning events for the year.
Yeah,
And actually, he's gonna look at those specific two that we discussed.
yes,
Yeah.
these two trees.
Derek sent them to me.
Okay.
I've got 3 things I can do.
I'll probably, yeah, I should be able to have that answer because either I already know, I've got the plan list somewhere, or I just need to send it to Keith and Keith knows.
Okay. So let's try to have that for our meeting next week so that we can
Okay.
approve the tree.
Austin, do you
Trees.
need my follow-ups or not?
For
Review action,
Well, The
yes.
Christmas Bureau for Union
Yep.
County, Tammy for the sponsorship for National Night Out, and I'm also working with Kim on the bourbon
Yep.
thing.
I'm looking into camel rides and the bourbon and everything.
Bourbon and beer thing, what I missed.
yeah, this is what happens when you're in
Lots of fun.
See, you should sit in on these meetings. They've gotten better.
Yep.
We had some samples.
So you're doing the Christmas Bureau, Christmas Bureau,
and if
bourbon.
could you guys call the applicant for Parks Rec and Greenway and just talk to them?
I already did, but
Geneva?
Well, I'm not sure where
The artist formerly known
Yeah.
as.
Yeah, we need a name.
Well, I'm
Well,
supposed
her
to-
application is Jennifer Castellucci.
Well, I'm supposed to meet with her anyway,
Okay.
so I'll be glad.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
Are you meeting with her before next Tuesday?
Well, I don't know if it's Jennifer or Geneva
Sorry,
that I'm meeting
You
with.
might, yeah. You might have to ask to talk to the other one.
What's,
exactly
what's
that.
Austin saying?
Exactly that.
Are you
Hannah Montana.
talking to her or meeting with her before next Tuesday?
I can't. I'm supposed to go look at her art.
I just want you guys to talk to them, her,
Oh.
them, her.
Well, you never know
It confused the
anymore.
heck out of me.
Could be them.
She's
Go,
seen.
go talk to the applicant.
Thank you.
Call the applicant.
I don't
See, make sure you guys are good, and then just shoot Austin an email, or shoot me an email, and be like, we're good. Because I'm planning on calling her because we're gonna vote on her next at our meeting on Tuesday.
It's already on the
And
agenda.
I want you guys to be okay with this person.
I will-
So Bob, I've got you down for you two bourbon and
Bourbon and beer,
bourbon and beer.
maybe whiskey.
Sign me up, you know.
Please,
whatever.
please.
Whatever it is,
Yeah,
it-
what-
Christmas
I mean-
Bureau. What was the other thing? You had one more.
Oh, it's the
Christmas Bureau.
sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
Sponsorship for National Night Out,
Yeah.
to get up with Southern Spirits on that.
See, I feel like we could ask them, like, because they have all their vendor list,
Oh, yeah.
and we could call.
I mean, it's a
them.
good place to
All right,
start.
I'm good.
He can give us some guidance.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should take a
Okay.
field trip.
Review of ongoing action item list.
Okay. Do we still want Hunter to look into the trail parking over at the swim club and storage facility?
I think it needs to be formally documented.
I mean, I had a conversation, but I don't remember where it went. Like, as in, that I remember talking to the owner of the MSA, or the whatever.
And they said, Jay, you can park there when we're not busy?
I can't recall. I got his number, I can give him a call today.
You know,
I mean, do we want,
Hunter,
We're
walk
just
that,
talking about
we're talking about
designating
one
it
car
on our
every
map.
week.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to
Yeah.
goodness, that's what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, basically it's just identifying
just
it
so
as,
that we can put it on the map, like parking?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, there's not, I mean,
alright. Cottage garden, how's the washout going? Derek? Dirk. It's fine? It's done?
No, it's,
In progress still?
yes,
Okay.
in progress.
Alright, Hunter, you're still working on research funding for trails and greenways. Okay, Pocket Park, you can take that off the list. We're moving right along with that.
Gone. We're doing roundabouts right now.
Yeah, roundabouts. Christina is working on that, and I know that the developer who is doing the development down here is talking to DOT about the crosswalks as well during their planning process. Spring litter. Oh, John, you're working on the flyer for the spring litter cleanup event.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I've already got it in the newsletter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
I
we're
see.
good with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I saw,
So you can
you
put,
distributed it to the
Yeah.
HOA presidents. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll send that out again in a couple weeks.
yeah, I still haven't seen that from the HOA presidents.
The what?
Not mine. I haven't seen it from mine.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. I just complete that one then, Austin.
Good. I
Okay,
got it.
We're good. All good in the hood.
Okay. Board member comments?
Good meeting.
Anything, Christine?
Good meeting.
And I'm good as well. So do I hear a motion on the table to adjourn the Village of Marvin Parks Recreation and Greenway Board meeting here on April 5th at 10:41 a.m.? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Can't vote, but I'd say aye if I could.
Okay.
Good meeting.
That was good. It was a great meeting.